it's Jennifer with Astrology. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing things a little bit different. We're going to mix it up a little bit for this upcoming new year, and we're going to start doing monthly forecasts. And then each week, instead of doing our weekly forecast, we're going to pick out specific transits for that week that we're going to focus on and give horoscopes for every sun sign, rising sign, so you can kind of learn a little bit, check out your chart, and see what it's all about. So we're going to start with the forecast for the holiday season. This is the forecast for December. So I'm going to give you all the major transits that are going to be going on in December, and we're also going to incorporate it with tarot, and we're going to give the tarot card that goes along with each transit. So maybe if you're into tarot, you'll understand the transit a little bit more, because I'm just going to give little brief explanations of each one. So starting December 1st, the month starts out really solidly with Mercury in Capricorn. It moves in on the 1st, so expect to be more focused, more deliberate, maybe a little more mature in your words and how you express yourself. Expect to be a little bit more deliberate, and then so this is going to be going on until it Mercury eventually goes retrograde later in the month. So we start with it going into Capricorn. So let's get down to it. Let's get motivated. Let's get focused. Halfway through the month, it goes retro on the 13th, and then it goes back into Sagittarius by the 23rd. So keep track of what's been going on since the 28th or 26th, I think, I can't read my notes, of November. That's the pre-shadow period. We'll have a whole video on this, so, you know, don't set me in stone yet. And then, you know, so in January, the 2nd of January, it goes back direct. So that's what's going on in the first part of the month. So we are going to be super focused, super mature until that happens. So my advice is get all your shopping done early before that goes retrograde on the 13th, because you know, things always go haywire then, and you know, as far as especially with online shopping, you don't want to take any chances of not having things in time. So I advise to get all your shopping done before the 13th, if you can anyway. If not, maybe go to the store, but expect there to be glitches, of course. Again, we're going to get into that a little bit more. So that I compare to the 6 of Coins card. So it's about kind of see how he's giving out money, spending money, giving to people. So you're pretty much, you know, thinking about what I'm going to buy for everybody, focusing on that. You know, if you're getting prepared for the holidays that are coming up, I know that's my major focus. That's all I'm thinking about. And so, oh my God, I can't believe it's December already. So that's the card that goes with that. So then we have on the 3rd, we have Venus in a square to Pluto. So I call this deepening relationships, becoming more and more immersed, because then the next day on the 4th, we have Venus moving into Scorpio, and that's really immersing even more with that, you know, the Pluto ruled sign, Scorpio, then, you know, just coming off of that square to Pluto. So that spellbinding, mesmerizing, kind of obsessive kind of way, getting really down and getting to know each other. I give that the 2 of Cups. So it's kind of like a new couple really getting to know each other, figuring each other out. You know, we're being mature, we're talking, because we have, you know, of course, this first, you know, we have that Mercury going into Capricorn. Let's think logically. Is this a logical relationship? And then getting a little bit deeper into it. So you see how it starts going in the beginning of the month. And so it pretty much, like, it starts out strong. The month starts out really nice, and then kind of like gets a little bit lazy and that as we go through. So then on the 5th, we have Venus then making a square to Saturn. So what did we learn from kind of getting in those deep conversations, those deep, mature conversations that we had from our previous aspects. So you might feel a little bit more like grounded with that square to Saturn, not so lofty, not so, head in the clouds, starstruck and all that. Trying to be a little more serious, but you may come to a roadblock in this relationship. Maybe you find out something you might not like, something a little bit unsavory. I give this the Four of Cups. So we have, relationship emotions, and then we got this, the guy doesn't look very happy. He's like, ugh. And then, we keep trying to give him more, and he doesn't seem very interested. So there may be a roadblock that comes up that maybe will make you not so interested in anything that's kind of been given to you. So then we move on to the 6. So now we are, we have Neptune stationing direct. So it's pretty much going to be at a standstill until really late in the month. It's going to be really set on the 24th degree. So if you have anything at that degree, expect to be maybe a little bit fuzzy for a little bit. Take this time to really reflect and appreciate what you have. Think about what we just learned in this relationship or whatever we had going on in the previous. So you might have that kind of like stagnant effect. Take that time to appreciate the good in life. Think about okay, so maybe the holidays are coming up, maybe you're feeling a little bit under the, kind of blue, but you want to, appreciate what you have and appreciate the people that you have in your life, and just kind of obscure those past issues. We're moving forward now, so we're obscuring the past and focusing on the future. A great kind of thing saying that my husband actually said was, do you ever notice that the rear view mirror is really small and the windshield is really big? So it's all about looking forward and not looking back. So I thought that was a really great kind of thing. And so that one, I have the Four of Swords. So it's just kind of laying down, reflecting, maybe meditating on the things that you like. I know whenever I do a little nice yoga after I work out, I try and really say what I'm thankful for and appreciate it. So then on the 7th, Mercury will trine Jupiter. So big ideas, big conversations. You want to take these ideas, make them reality. But remember, the retro is coming, so want to really kind of focus on the present. So I call that the 3 of Coins. Here's a guy showing off his ideas, saying what he can do, showing other people, look at what I can do, here's how I'm going to make it work. Totally kind of a 3 of Coins, like looking at how I'm going to, make use out of this, how am I going to make it lucrative for me in the future. So then on the 9th through the 11th, I find that these days are going to be the best for relationships. So any issues that you might have had, maybe you're kind of working through them a little bit. So we start out on the 9th with Venus conjunct Jupiter. So that's two benefics. Great day. I think the 9th through the 11th is going to be kind of that peak, nice time of the month. It's a nice feeling, happy. Then Venus becomes sextile to Mercury on the 11th. So that's, getting back into those deep conversations. In relationships, getting to know someone on a deeper level, things going really well, things, just coming really easy and free and playful even. And then on the 12th, we have that new moon in Sag, and so that's about starting anew. We have Sagittarius, which is super kind of mutable, go with the flow. So hey, let's try and take a little bit of this. We're gonna have a whole video on that new moon, so prepare for that. So of course you want to hit that notification bell so you do get prepared, and of course you want to subscribe too. So I think these are going to be really favorable days in relationships. You're really going to get to know each other. So I call this one the 10 of Cups. It's just really happy. If you're in a family, if you're in a relationship, maybe just everything's just going well, just really appreciative of what you got. I know for me, I am this year, I'm celebrating Christmas in an all new way with my new grandbaby. So I have a lot to be thankful for. So pretty much this is how I feel my life is right now. So, you know, those are going to be some good days coming up about halfway through the month, the 9th to the 11th. Then on the 13th, ooh, dun dun dun, Mercury goes retro. So we're going to do a whole video on this one too. Got a busy couple of days there with Mercury going retro, and of course the new moon right before that in Sagittarius. So what does that all mean? We'll have a video kind of summing that all up. So stay tuned for that. On the 15th and 16th, the sun will trine the North Node. So, and then it will square, shortly after the same day, it will square Neptune. So be careful. I call this kind of like a be careful what you wish for. You might get it. You know, all the cliches, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Know what it is that you're going after. I find this to be the Page of Wands. So just looking, and he's looking up at the sky, and he's saying like, oh, and he's got all these dreams and these fantasies, and he thinks he's going to make it all work. But as a page, he is very naive, and he doesn't know, he doesn't understand, you know, that the grass isn't always greener. So after we have those great couple of days, we're going to have some, you know, really, you know, great ideas, great kind of feelings inside, thinking we want to go towards, but you kind of want to, you know, think about it, because Mercury is going retrograde, so our minds might not be quite as focused as they usually are. So keep that in mind as the month goes on, more than halfway through. So then on the 18th, we have Mercury trining Jupiter, and this is a trine, but both are currently, at this time on the 18th, they're going to be both retrograde. So Jupiter makes things bigger, so even if it's a bad thing, it makes it bigger. I don't think it's going to be a super bad day, but I think that in good intentions, things could go bad. You know, so beware of online shopping, especially with the Mercury in retrograde. You might be buying from maybe not a reputable company. Things might not go through right away. Keep a little bit of maybe away from buying electronics. You know, if you're thinking about getting a new computer, getting a new TV, maybe not the best time to do it. And, you know, you want to just be careful about overspending, because you want to give and give and give, and you feel just happy, and, you know, tis the season, you want to make people happy. I know my favorite part of the season, I don't even care if I get presents, but I love giving presents. So you just want to be careful not to just overspend. Now that one, I have the 5 of Pentacles. Of course I don't have that, but if any of you all, I forgot to pull that one out, but if any of y'all know what the 5 of Pentacles is, it's the 2 people walking outside what looks like a church, and they kind of look like they lost all their money. So that's why I picked that one for that. It's kind of like a more of the morbid kind of cards. Let's see if I can grab it out real quick. Oh, here it is. So here's the 5 of Pentacles. You see them walking, you know, they had just lost their money, so they're looking for help. Hopefully it won't be that bad. I know it's a great, you know, everything's positive about it. Mercury's good, Jupiter's good, and it's in a trine, but, you know, you just always got to watch out, especially see what aspects in your own chart. So then on the 21st, we have Venus in Scorpio that is in opposing Uranus. So everything that was going good a couple days ago, there might be some upheavals there. So, you know, we talked about the 9th through the 11th and or 12th even going great, and things are going positive in the relationship. Then, oh geez, something goes awry, because, you know, Uranus thrown in there, and oh, you just never know. And because we have Uranus, I think, is still in retrograde, or am I incorrect? I think it is. Let me make this bigger and just see. Yes, I thought so. I don't know why I was drawing a blank, but yes, so Uranus is still in retrograde. So maybe something or someone from the past comes in and kind of throws a little wrench in the relationship there. So, you know, going back, wrestling with some maybe unfinished business, maybe some sudden disagreements come up because of something that's popping up from the past. So I am giving that one the Hanged Man. So that one's just kind of like, because also happening on that day, and I'm going to find that card because I also didn't pull that one out, so I thought I had them all. So also happening on that day, we have Mercury in Capricorn. It's a sextile with Saturn in Pisces. So, you know, it's about kind of getting serious about finding answers. So maybe if there was something that was like a little bit of suspicious that you're kind of wondering about, maybe you do find those answers. So it's about maybe just seeing things from a different perspective. So I give this day the Hanged Man. So he's upside down, but he doesn't look like he's all that upset about anything. He just looks like he's just kind of thinking and just taking a step back, looking at things from another perspective, upside down. So maybe that's kind of what you might have to do. You know, is this really something that I should be looking at a little bit harder? Anyway, we'll get a little bit more into that if that's the aspect we choose to focus on. So again, you're going to want to really hit that notification bell and get subscribed so you can keep up for everything that we kind of do a more deeper focus on. So then on the, and then we have the sun then moving into Capricorn. And so again, it's about, you know, the sun moves into Capricorn, getting serious, finding answers. We have Mercury in Capricorn conjuncting the sun in Capricorn, and that's going to be in a Cazimi. So that's actually what I'm giving the Hanged Man card to. And also I'm giving that one, so looking at a different perspective and, you know, attempting to get serious in finding those answers and, you know, finding that foundation. So is that foundation, is it shaky? Is it sturdy? You know, is this going to be a relationship that we can really kind of, you know, be secure in? So, you know, that sun in Capricorn, we know what we want, but we want to do it the right, mature, you know, the right way. You know, Capricorn is very, you know, like that. And we have Mercury and that sun conjunction in a Cazimi where, you know, that is really going to be about rejuvenation, re-energizing. There could be some setbacks. So first, with the sun moving into Capricorn, we have the Tower card. So kind of, you know, seeing, do we have a good foundation? But then we have, you know, that Cazimi. So the Cazimi is really about, you know, rejuvenation again, re-energizing, moments of clarity, but there could be unexpected setbacks because it's in retrograde, it's Cazimi, so we have really focused, really good, but then going back. So I give that the Wheel of Fortune card. So the Wheel of Fortune goes around, and it can go good, then bad, and good, then bad, and it's just a cycle. So just a constant cycle of good and bad things happening, and that's kind of how I look at that. You know, we have retrograde, not always super great, but then we have, you know, that Cazimi, which really makes us laser focused and our mind really, like, you know, open. So then on the 23rd, Mercury goes back into Sagittarius. So that's Temperance. I give that Temperance, and because we kind of want to just balance, you know, we're taking in some information, but, you know, we just have to take things in moderation. Just be moderate about it because, you know, Mercury is in retrograde. So then on the 24th, we have the sun in Capricorn, that's sextile to Saturn in Pisces. So this is about tradition. The sun is, you know, our vitality. Saturn is about, you know, being traditional, being that, getting serious, focused, down to back to our traditions, family traditions. I think of the movie Fiddler on the Roof, that song Tradition. Whenever I think about this aspect, so really getting serious, going back, and, you know, maybe doing those things that you did when you were young that you loved. If it's Christmas Eve, if it's Christmas that you celebrate, or whatever you might celebrate, Maybe doing something that you've always done that you love doing. Maybe take a little ride to go look at lights, have a nice get together with the family, maybe exchange some presents. Who knows? This one I give the Hierophant, because everything that is going on this month, a lot of it is religious based, because we have Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, all sorts of things happening this month. And, so it's a lot to do with our family traditions, our religion, our spiritualness, and just kind of that foundation. So we'll give that the Hierophant. So then on Christmas Day, we have Mars in Sagittarius trine to the North Node. And we also have Venus in Scorpio trine to Neptune. So I call this the holiday haze. Overall, a good day. We get what we want, or we're moving in that direction. So maybe, I got some of the stuff I wanted, and I got some money, so I'll get the rest of the stuff I wanted, or who knows. Things seem rosy, happy. That's the holiday haze. I see this, the Seven of Cups. He's just got so much choices here, so many good things in front of him, and so it's just like that, just happy, and you're with, your family, hopefully, and, with the people that you love, and exchanging gifts maybe, or just, spreading goodwill. And I think it's just overall going to be a really positive day. Then on the 26th, we have the full moon in Cancer. So now the full moon, and then we have Chiron on the same day stationing direct. So it's really Cancer, full moon, working toward healing. It's kind of a crescendo moment that Chiron stations direct. So, okay, we've done the work. When this started back at the new moon in Cancer, were we working on healing? What were we working on? Of course, with that, with our gut, was trying to make things better, helping somebody else, Chiron stationing direct. So I just have that as the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is really caring, loving, nurturing. I find this to be a very, that kind of a day where things are just, you're helping somebody or you're helping yourself, and things are kind of at that nice climax where things are starting to work out. So then on the 27th, we have Mercury, and still in retrograde, in Sagittarius, and that is squared Neptune. And some couple things, there's three things going on this day. Then we have the Sun in Capricorn trining Jupiter. And then we have Mercury conjunct Mars. So let's put all this together. We have the square to Neptune, so that's maybe confusion, unsurety. We have the Sun in Capricorn trine Jupiter, so that's blowing things up. That's our ego, so making things bigger. But then we have that Mercury conjunct Mars, so I call this kind of angry words. So maybe on this day, the 27th, best to wait to have those serious conversations. Maybe people are overstaying their welcome. If you have relatives over, it's like, okay, time to go home, guys, but you don't want to start a big fight. Conversations and things, with that Neptune, that Mercury square to Neptune, things might get a little bit distorted when you're trying to explain it. Maybe, our ambition is increased with that Sun in that trine to Jupiter, but we do have a tendency to speak without thinking. So angry words, I call that the Seven of Wands. So, it's not really a fight that you're having, but feel like you're kind of warding things off, maybe in your own mind, or maybe against somebody else that's kind of just eating at you. Oh my God, okay, time for y'all to go home or something. So just keep an eye on that. Might not be the best day to have those deep conversations. So then on the 28th, getting towards the end of the month now, we have Mars squaring Neptune. So I call this the winter or the post-holiday blues. So Mars squaring Neptune, our energy is low. We may feel depleted, depressed. I call this the Ten of Swords. The card I feel is the Ten of Swords. So it's not as horrible as it looks. It's just kind of about an ending. It's like, so I'm exhausted. The holiday season's finally over. And yeah, we do have New Year's coming up, but now everything's going to be over pretty soon. So all this build up, all this the effort that we put in, all the parties that we have to go to this person, that person. We're feeling just defeated. We're feeling just like we've been beaten up and it's about to end. So when we have a card that is the 10, that is the end, and then it's going to restart. So it's kind of looking for just the time to really just relax. And it's okay, I might have 10 swords in my back, but at least I can just lay down and just rest for a while and not stress about the holidays. So then on the 29th, we have Venus in Scorpio in a sextile to Pluto in Capricorn. So that's a deeper self-awareness. This is a sextile with Pluto, so Venus. So we're getting self-aware, and so any of that, maybe issues that you had now that everyone's gone home. I see some intense sexuality or bonding happening. So now that all the relatives gone home, it's time to get down to it. And so we have even maybe going out to some holiday parties, we have a whirlwind romance starting that can transform us. This is about Venus sextiling Pluto. So this could be a romance that just comes out of nowhere that's just gonna be something else. Or, these just high sexuality, that might transform us somehow too. Who knows? So I would keep your eyes open if you're single, and I give this the Lovers card because I think this is going to be a kind of day. So I'm looking forward to that. So finally, we have ending up the month and closing it out, we have Jupiter stationing direct in, so it's about starting to plug away, getting out of all these retrogrades. I think Uranus will be the last one in retrograde. So I give this the Chariot. So yeah, it's going to take a little bit to really get Jupiter going, but it's finally going. We're ending 2023. A lot of drama this year, so this is going to kind of round it up. So we are ending that drama, ending that steadfast kind of like standstill we might feel ourselves in, and we are going to get moving. We're going to start moving forward, and yeah, it is in Taurus, so it's like, trudging through the mud before we can get going, but we're going to be going. And the Chariots, just see how they're kind of just laying there. They're not going yet, but they will be. So that rounds up the month of December. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. So again, definitely subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this and if you want to see the upcoming videos where we focus on some different important aspects that are going to be coming up each week, including the new moon, the full moon, Mercury retrograde, all that interesting stuff. We're going to have some deep focuses on, so hit that notification bell so you get notified, and stay tuned, and I hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.